Did you know there's a high school baseball tournament in Japan that gets more views than the Super Bowl?
Japan has a high school tournament that even Shohei Ohtani's team could.
Shohei cried. Yusei Kikuchi pitched with a freaking broken.
Holidays, on those days, they train 12 hours a day.
こんにちは。海外の反応を届けるトラ兄の翻訳局だ。今、日本の高校野球が世界中で話題になってる。夏の甲子園4選校が頂点を目指す。一度負けたらそこで終わり。スーパーボール以上に見られてるらしいぜ。海外のネキニキたちも度肝を抜かれてる。今日はそのヤバさをガチで考察していくぜ。
High school's biggest baseball tournament is now underway in Japan. This tournament consists of 4,000 high school teams. Yes, you heard that right. 4,000 high school teams. So basically in Japan, there's a tournament called the Summer Koshien. Now, if you don't know what it is, you're about to find out. So the Summer Koshien is a tournament where 47 prefectures of Japan, so basically like Japan's 47 states, they compete in this tournament, and each prefecture sends one team to the Summer Koshien tournament. Whichever team wins that state's tournament, they get to go on to the National High School Baseball Championship, known as the Summer Koshien. While there is 47 prefectures in Japan, there are going to be 49 teams competing in the Summer Koshien tournament, as Tokyo and Hokkaido are divided into two regions just because of how big they are and how many teams are just in that one state. And the Summer Koshien is just the last chance for the third-year students, which is the last year of high school in Japan, to shine. And it is the biggest and most sought-after nationwide tournament every year. The tournament is a single-game elimination, meaning that the losing team of every game in each prefectural tournament is out. And that is one of the main reasons why it is such an exciting and thrilling tournament for both players and viewers.
Why is Japan so much better than the US at baseball? Because despite being a third of the population, Japan is ranked number 1 and we're ranked number 2. And the reason why has nothing to do with talent. You see, this is the Summer Koshien, a 2-week-long high school baseball tournament. But this is by no means your standard tournament, because a Japanese baseball player spends basically their whole life just for a chance to play in this. Once they reach middle school, they're practicing 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. In high school, their teams feature 100 players, all competing to be one of 7 teams selected to play in the Koshien. If you somehow make the final roster, you and 17 teammates enter a 4,000-team, 2-week tournament that has more viewers per capita than the Super Bowl. And if you're wondering why Shohei is crying, it's because this tournament is single elimination. Mess up even once, your dream is over. In fact, if you don't cry when you lose, it's considered extremely dishonorable. And if you somehow survive this 4,000-team gauntlet, you etch your name into Japanese history for life.
Did you know there's a high school baseball tournament in Japan that gets more views than the Super Bowl? It's called Summer Koshien, and every August, nearly 4,000 high schools across Japan compete for 49 spots in the national tournament. In Japan, Koshien is a national event. Games are broadcasted live across the country. We're talking tens of millions of views for high school baseball nonstop for 2 weeks. Cumulatively, this tournament will reach more than 100 million people. But here's why it's so special. Every game is a single elimination. Entire towns rally behind their local school, players become celebrities overnight, and some of Japan's biggest baseball stars first made their names on this stage. It's so big, there's even a tradition where players on the losing team scoop a handful of dirt on the field and take it home as a reminder that they actually made it to the tournament.
I do find that super interesting, and I'm trying to compare it to high school football in America, where they roughly get around 11 million views a week, and that means in person and or streams. But one thing that baseball tournament does really well, it's all single.
This is a high school baseball tournament called the Summer Koshien. During those 2 weeks, 500,000 people come to see this tournament live. The Summer Koshien has the same per capita viewership as the Super Bowl does in America. It is a single elimination tournament. A single loss ruins their dreams. Players like Shohei Ohtani, Ichiro, Daisuke Matsuzaka, Hideki Matsui, Yu Darvish, and many more had their careers jump-started at the Koshien, then went on to become Japan's biggest baseball legend.
If you turn on the TV now, there is high school baseball tournament. And if you watch it, you will understand why Japan is ranked number 1 in the national baseball. It's called Koshien, and every single Japanese person watches this tournament. This tournament is held for 2 weeks, and tons of people go to the stadium to watch it, even in this burning hot weather. What's crazy is that it's a single elimination tournament, so even a single loss can destroy a person's dream of becoming the professional baseball player in Japan. So people spend their whole lifetime preparing for this tournament, and even Otani, Matsuzaka, Ichiro, they all went through this tournament. Because they've been spending their whole lifetime doing baseball, they push themselves to their limit, and people even like break their arm and they still pitch. So if you turn on the TV, maybe you can find the future Otani, because Koshien is where they start their future career.
Este torneo japonés es tan brutal que es más visto que el Super Bowl y que ni siquiera Otani lo pudo ganar. Todos los años, 4.000 preparatorias japonesas se preparan para una sola cosa: ganar el Summer Koshien, un torneo de 2 semanas en el que si pierdes un solo encuentro, te vas a casa. Muchos de los peloteros japoneses que hoy vemos en MLB pasaron toda su infancia preparándose, no para llegar a grandes ligas, sino para ganar ese campeonato. En preparatoria practican 6 horas al día, y eso ni siquiera les garantiza un puesto en el equipo, ya que de los 100 que pertenezcan al equipo, solo 20 son seleccionados para jugar el torneo, y de 4.000 equipos, solo 49 clasifican al Koshien. Y es un campeonato que lleva a los peloteros al límite. Y no es broma. Si no, pregúntele a Yusei Kikuchi, que llegó a lanzar 191 picheos en un solo juego. Se rompió las costillas y aún así al día siguiente se montó en la lomita para las semifinales. Si tu equipo cae derrotado, es tradición llorar y luego honrar a tu verdugo, bajar la cabeza y desearles buena suerte. Muchos de estos peloteros quedan tan destrozados que se van para no pisar un diamante nunca más. Pero los que logran escribir su nombre en esa historia serán inmortales, porque en Japón ganar el Koshien no es un título, es una marca que llevas hasta la muerte.
今の反応どう感じた？4選考が一発勝負、50万人が球場に集まる。これ、高校生の大会だぜ。俺には見慣れた光景だが、海外じゃありえねえレベル。なんでここまで熱くなるのか。次は甲子園の過酷さを見ていくぜ。
Japan has a high school tournament that even Shohei Ohtani's team couldn't win. You see, every year, 4,000 Japanese high school teams set out with one goal: winning the Summer Koshien, a 2-week-long single elimination tournament that kicks off every August. Many of these players have spent a better part of their childhood preparing for this tournament. Once they reach high school, they'll practice for roughly 6 hours per day, and that doesn't even guarantee them a spot on the team. Out of the roughly 100 on a team, 20 will be selected for the Koshien qualifier, where 4,000 teams compete for a spot in the Koshien, with one loss sending them home. If you're one of the 49 who qualify, you enter the Koshien, which has more viewers per capita than the Super Bowl. This tournament pushes players to their absolute limit. Angels pitcher Yusei Kikuchi threw a 191-pitch game, broke his rib, and still took the mound in the semifinal. Once a team suffers their first loss, it's tradition to cry, honor their opponents by bowing and wishing them luck, and some players will walk off the field for the final time. But the select few that endure this brutal journey, they etch their names into Japanese history for life.
Hey y'all, I know you've all heard the stories about how extreme school is in Japan, and if you end up doing bad in school, your family will disown you. Well, it's about the same way with this baseball, bro. Supposedly in high school, they train for 7 hours a day. And check this out, when they have their holidays, on those days, they train 12 hours a day. Like, how the hell do you train longer on holidays than you do on regular school days? And who trains on holidays anyway? They're supposed to be vacations. And here goes another kicker. There's hundreds of people on each baseball team, but only 20 make it to the dugout. Can you imagine training 7 hours a day and 12 hours a day on holidays, and you can't even sit in the dugout, bro? And why do they need so many players for each team? It's probably because Japanese baseball is just too extreme.
In Japan, it's not uncommon for high school teams to practice 7 hours a day, as well as 12-hour practices on holidays. At elite schools, teams often have over 100 players on a team, while only 20 of them are allowed to be in the dugout, meaning most players go through this extreme training schedule for all 3 years of high school. And even if their team makes it to the Koshien, they just have to watch from the stands. But this is still considered an extreme honor because making it is almost impossible. It is a single elimination tournament, meaning it's essentially a March Madness style bracket with over 4,000 teams. A single loss ruins their dreams.
1日7時間の練習、休みの日は12時間だ。部員は100人。でもベンチに入れるのは20人。残酷なくらいの競争だな。それでも連中は甲子園だけを夢見て何年も練習を続ける。この本気度が日本の高校野球の土台になってるわけだ。次はある怪物打者だぜ。
Wait, so you led all of Japan all-time high school home run leader?
Yes, yeah.
Like how? Why do you think you were so good?
I don't know why, but I can say like I have power, you know, more than like other guys. I just see like every what's the quality for like my missing. I just always think about that. So if I get like over the fence, that's my normal, that's my general, and then if I miss, how can we get it improved like for the next debut? I used to like my goal is hit the homer. That's my general. So that's why I think.
That was 4 years?
No, 3 years. We used to like 70, 80 games and then hit 140.
140?
In high school, yeah. And Shohei was 56 something. But he did like both, so.
And you went to the same high school?
Yeah, my dad coached the high school.
Dang.
Yeah, me and then also Shohei and Yusei Kikuchi, he's lefty for Angels right now.
Growth. It happens naturally.
っていうもんじゃなくてやっぱりこまめにやる。継続するっていうのがすごく大事だし。
But it can also be nurtured and affected by the surrounding environment. Rentaro Sasaki's growth has been carefully monitored by his father. A legendary baseball coach in Japan, Hiroshi Sasaki has coached major league players Shohei Ohtani and Yusei Kikuchi. He's discovered a perfect metaphor for training athletes. It comes from bonsai, which is the Japanese art of growing and shaping trees in small pots.
What's the biggest difference between playing baseball in Japan and playing baseball in the US?
Pitching style is different. For me, like as a hitter, I think that's big adjustments compared to like Japan or US.
Other than baseball, what else do you like about being in America?
Going to the beach, going to the hill, look at the city. I love Japanese food, but I like especially like steak here.
Texas barbecue? Have you had Texas barbecue? Who would you say your player comp is for a player in the MLB?
Shohei Ohtani and my dad coaching at the high school. So I feel like Barry Bonds as a hitter.
Shohei Ohtani and Barry Bonds for player comp is pretty sick. Big pop from the left side.
高校通算140本塁打。名前は佐々木麟太郎。花巻東が生んだ怪物だ。父親が監督っていう奇跡みたいな話だな。だが、それでも全国の頂点には立てなかった。天才が一人いるだけじゃ勝ち抜けねえ。それが甲子園の恐ろしさってわけだ。
Today I'm finally going to Koshien, Japan's biggest baseball tournament. If you watched Diamond Aways as much as I have, then you already know. I was trying to find the first Diamond Aways volume for a picture, but how does the mall right next to it only have the most random one? Since navigating Japanese sites are impossible, I went to buy tickets in person, but with the rain, they stopped the lines, and I thought that the game might be canceled, but eventually they finally let everyone through.
すみません、うちの席はここ？これ？はい、わかりました。ありがとうございます。
I made friends with this team while I walked with them, wished them luck, but I still have no idea which team they were.
You guys have no idea how happy I am right now. Diamond Away team is blue. We're gonna have to go with this one.
Look at all this stuff I got.
はい、ありがとうございます。はい、ありがとうございます。
Wow. To understand Japan, you have to understand Koshien. Every summer, millions stop what they're doing to watch these high school baseball games. For these high school players, it could be the last time they ever play baseball. They put everything on the line. When a team loses, players cry as they scoop dirt from the field to take home. That's how sacred this stadium is. The atmosphere is electric. Every pitch feels like life or death. It's the kind of emotion you'll never see in professional baseball. And even in the stands, the culture is unique. Beer girls with kegs pour ice cold drafts right at your seat. Koshien isn't just a tournament. It's tradition, heartbreak, and the purest form of Japanese baseball.
Shohei cried. Yusei Kikuchi pitched with a freaking broken rib. This is both of them as high school kids. And fans think this is the reason Japan's won 3 WBC titles. In high school, Shohei's goal was to be the best pitcher in Japan. He was absolutely fired up running off the field after hitting 160 kilometers an hour, which is about 100. But even though Shohei hit his goals, check out his reaction when his team got eliminated from Koshien.
大谷翔平も菊池剛星も同じ花巻東だ。甲子園を目指して悔しさと痛みに向き合ってきた。球速160キロを出しても日本一にはなれなかった。その悔しさが 世界の頂点への原動力になったんだ。次は伝説の一球だぜ。
160キロだ。大量リード。初球スクイズ外してきた。読んでいた花巻東バッテリー。3本。つけるか花巻東。右中間左中間だ。伸びていって見送った。160キロだ。
プロ注目右腕花巻東の大谷翔平投手がなんと160キロ。
空振りの三振。スライダーから。
Join me for day 2 of the Japanese High School Baseball National Championship.
セカンドゴロ。スリーアウト、試合終了。花巻東。
最後にガチで深掘りするぜ。なぜ海外は甲子園に熱狂するのか。それは高校生が人生のすべてを一度の夏にかけるからだ。勝っても負けても涙。その姿に国境はねえ。勝ったチームは歓喜し、負けたチームはグラウンドの土を持ち帰る。これが甲子園だ。みんなは記憶に残る甲子園の試合があるかコメントで教えてくれ。チャンネル登録頼むぜ。